The Cardinals bullied the Bulls.
A couple of weeks ago, after the Seattle Seahawks lost, Jalen Hurts says he feels like this team wasn't committed. And you guys talking about that Hail Mary, no one selling out, no one trying to get the football. When you look at this team that was 10-1 at one point, seemed to be back on a destination toward the Super Bowl, how did they get here, though, Rex?
Well, I think they played the whole season this way, and they were a bad 10-1 team. They could have lost several of those games. Now, and we gave them a pass because they had the championship medal. They found ways to win. But this team, and I've said it from jump, they lack the knockout punch. They don't do it. They don't bury teams they're supposed to. They're way up in that game. You got to bury them with your, winning at the line of scrimmage with that great offensive line and pounding the football. And where the hell is the defense, man? Like, when is the last time the Philadelphia Eagles were ranked 31st in the National Football League? This defense is, and I look at it this way. As a coach, the first thing I look at 31st in the league, points per game, 31st.
Bottom at everything, Rex.
They stink. They stink. And here's what I look at. Do the players stink? Or are they playing are they playing bad? Are the players bad or are they playing bad?
Yeah.
Well, we know they're damn sure playing bad.
Right.
And I don't see anybody attacking the line. I don't see anybody knocking back up front. I don't see anybody getting off blocks and being committed to making tackles. 106 yards were before contact.
Right.
They gave up 200-some yards rushing to the Arizona Cardinals. Like, this is unbelievable. And it can't happen in your building.
You know what? You've watched this team. No, the Arizona Cardinals will bludgeon you in the run. James Conner is an absolute war daddy. But also in watching this team, remember a few weeks ago, it was about yards after the catch, whether it was Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, also some of the things we saw from the Dallas Cowboys. And I thought that Matt Patricia move was to get a team to play with effort, was to get a team to play with physicality. But none of those things have changed, Dan. When you look at this defense, not only from an effort standpoint, but from an X's and O's standpoint, what are you seeing?
If it doesn't get better, they're going to be one and done in the playoffs. That's the worst loss, both stakes and opponent-wise, in 20 years for Philadelphia. The too soft on third down schematically. No one got off blocks. The interior of their offensive line got pushed around. You don't think other teams are going to do that in the playoffs? This is 3rd and 5. Both corners are 8 yards off. This is pitch and catch for an offense. I'm calling a quick out at the bottom of the screen. This is routes on air. We call that ROA, routes on air. Catch, throw. No corner challenge that throw. We're going to get pressure off the slot. Blankenship's got to drop down. This is catch and throw. ROA, routes on air. Kyler Murray's going to catch the snap, throw the ball to the first down marker. No contest when it comes to the defense. Easy first down. That was the story. I felt like I was watching the Green Bay Packers defense, which is something we've talked about for 3 years right now, schematically so soft. Watch the interior of this defensive line. You tell me don't miss a player like Hargrave. I'm staring at their numbers, the defensive tackles. I can read their numbers from the sideline. That's not good defensively. The interior of that defensive line that was supposed to be a strength for this unit. Again, this is another hole. Now I can read the numbers of my offensive linemen because they have turned the defense so much. And then Rex kind of intimated this. Someone's got to get off a block. They don't have guys right now that are getting off blocks. Count them right now. One-on-one losses. You can't get off a block. 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 This is the story of this defense right now. And we have 1 week left. Philadelphia's in the playoffs.
Hey, I misspoke, by the way. They gave up 116 rushing yards before contact.
What defense?
And 105 afterwards.
What defense in the NFC playoffs right now do we have less faith in?
None.
Maybe Green Bay if they win and get in next week.
But I think
RC.
None that are in the playoffs right now. Not one team.
They look like a juggernaut.
Not one team that is clinched looks like the Philadelphia Eagles. But the problem is this. It's not just the defense. Don't get me wrong. The defense is bad. The defense hasn't played at the level we saw them play last year. But we're also watching a quarterback and the offense not execute like we saw it either.
RC, they ran 26 plays after halftime on offense. 1 went to A.J. Brown.
That's absurd.
What?
That's absurd.
But think about it. They had made that change since about week 3 of the season. And they understood how much he needed the football, how he could win against double teams.
Go to their final possession when they get down in the red zone. It's 1st and 15. They go quarterback run. It's 2nd and 15. They go quarterback run. It gets to 3rd and 20. They call timeout and they throw perimeter screen. So in the final 3 plays of a game that if you win, you got a chance to win your division and stay claimed to the number 2 seed, the ball doesn't go to Dallas Goedert, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or DeAndre Swift?
Yeah. But you're looking at a team with 0 identity. So with that being said, Rex, how does it get fixed?
Well, I mean, first off, the identity last year was they were bullies.
Yeah.
The head coach is a bully. That's why I like him. You know what I mean? Nick Sirianni. But, I mean, are you the only bully? Like that offense?
I don't know if it can get
bully?
fixed.
Yeah.
No, but
I don't know if it can get fixed.
it has to get fixed. This defense, man, and here's the thing. Attack the damn line of scrimmage.
Yep.
That they are not doing anything like that. I don't know who the hell's linebackers are coaching linebackers, but this is garbage.
You know what's
man.
weird too? Like, I don't remember seeing this before the change at defensive coordinator. I'm seeing Hassan Reddick drop back in coverage way too often.
Which he was the one guy doing what he did last year.
Yeah.
He was the one dude getting pressure. Hassan Reddick was the one dude wreaking some sort of havoc in the backfield. This team has gotten soft. And I said it, the first time I said it, people looked at me like, don't call people soft. I'm not talking about the individuals.
Right.
I'm talking about the way that they play defense. Rex, is it that much to do with the coordinator that this team on both sides of the football doesn't even resemble the team that played in the Super Bowl?
I absolutely think so. And that's what happens when you shop at Kmart.
Yep.
You know, go get a guy with no experience.
Can't get him off Elway, Rex.
Stuff. Like, give me a break. They should have gone out and tried to get me. I get it. All right, that probably wasn't going to happen, but I damn sure, I mean, get somebody and get somebody that the head coach, man, are you that big of a bully? Then get a bully that's with you, you know, that'll go back in Philly and represent the damn community. You got somebody soft as hell.
It's so different from what it looked like weeks ago. The Philadelphia Eagles were leading. The San Francisco 49ers were trying to rebound from not having Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel. Yeah. And we were wondering if the Dallas Cowboys could even beat a good team. When you see where the Eagles have fallen, what stands out most to you?
How unreliable the offense has become. You know, go to the offseason. They lost Hargrave. There were some moves that were signed as free agents. We knew that there was going to be new paces, mainly the Georgia guys that they all drafted. Yeah. We thought that this defense was going to take some time.
Right.
We did not think that this offense was going to look this way. And my issue with it, RC, is this. Like, I've heard this from everybody in Philadelphia, both people within the organization, on the team, and their fans. Well, they're still good. You guys were not expected to be good.
Exactly.
You were expected to be a great offense. Again, we thought this defense would have moments where they would struggle, but we knew this. We thought this offensive line would be dominant. We thought Jalen would take another big step. Yeah. A.J. Brown would be one of the most dominant wide receivers in football.
But Dan, the question is, though, a few weeks back, we were seeing those things. We saw A.J. Brown take that next step and become one of those top tier, top fives. Number ones, but we never saw the run game progress. We didn't see any creativity.
Jalen wasn't using the legs as much. That's the thing.
But we counted that to an injury. What is it that Brian Johnson can do, especially this late in the season, to make that any different in the playoffs? You said earlier that this team could be one and done.
Absolutely.
That's nowhere near what we thought in this offseason. Even with the new pieces, we were all saying to ourselves that Howie Roseman did a great job revamping this roster. Yeah. And here we sit thinking maybe they aren't as good as we built them up to be.
Okay, so what can Brian Johnson, the offensive coordinator, do? I don't think schematically they're going to change. We've been talking about this for the better part of 2 months, and nothing schematically has changed. Can the offensive line start to impose their will on people more consistently? I think they're capable of it. They just haven't done it. They have to create more yards after the catch. They get very little yards after the catch. Everything pass game-wise is like a stop route or an out route to the outside. There's very little easy for Jalen Hurts, specifically on first down. I've said this, I would like to see Jalen under center more a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more play action. So those are two things. I think number 3, they have to have a significantly better plan for when teams blitz them. When teams blitz them, they're bad. They're bad on offense. It's not that they're not good, they're bad. And so, Rex, you're a defensive coordinator. You're in the playoffs. I'll spin it again to if they have to go on the road to Tampa Bay. You don't think Todd Bowles is going to blitz their face off?
Of course.
Yeah.
Blitz their face off.
Of course he is.
So Rex,
but their biggest problem, though, is the other side of the ball. That
Yep.
defense is 31st in the league in points allowed in damn near every other category. That's their problem. Jalen Carter comes in to replace Hargrave.
Yeah.
He's only like the best defensive tackle I've seen in the draft coming out in years. The problem is their scheme and who they hired on defense.